fun. So we just left the North Logan Harry Potter party. And they had some really cool things. I think there are a few things I would have done different if I was in charge of something like that. A lot of the games were ones that, one, either required a lot of breath, or two, you could easily dislocate something if you have EDS. The one that you could dislocate, they were trying to keep a balloon up. Obviously trying to keep a balloon up in the air, because it was like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
What?
Brand new Pokemon.
Biotech?
Yes.
But there's that. So in the Intact parking lot, or...
It's on the other side.
Okay. Anyway, so...
There's also a Pokestop that you guys haven't spawned.
We'll leave that in case something else shows up, Katie.
So, there was that. But there were some fun games, too. And there was one they kind of laughed at me on. So they had this thing where you have to stack these snitches. They were kind of flat, both ends, rather than being a ball. It was more like a stack of coins with wings on. And so I wasn't sure, so I'll go. I was planning on going around. So, especially where you said there's two. So, I figured, so I stacked those up, and it was stack 2 or 3 and hold it for just a tiny bit of time is how they were doing it. And I managed to stack all 5 they had there, and it still wasn't moving, and finally I put it down because of the next person. So I was actually really happy, because anyone who knows me knows in the past I've been extremely shaky.
There it is.
Because
Which one?
Do what?
Do what? No, wrong one.
Because I'm guessing the reason I've been extremely shaky was because of my Ehlers-Danlos syndrome affecting my GI, causing low blood sugars.
20 candies all added. No, I don't have those all.
That's what I can...
Does that thing underneath it?
Evolution?
Yeah.
Ocelot.
So, that was fun and neat to see that I do have the steady hand down more. They ended with a movie I would have liked to see and watch, but I knew I needed to get to you guys. I did not stream there because it was packed. I did, however, anyone who wants to see a little bit of it, go over to Rumble. They actually had a 9 3/4 entrance, but that one I think they did a little bit wrong, because they said they had 9 3/4 on both sides and a brick wall, and you entered directly to the sorting hat, but it almost was more like a Hogsmeade entrance, where the brick wall moves out of the way. So I would have done it Hogsmeade and gone from there, but there's that. Then they had a sorting hat up in the air that everyone could walk under, and it actually would say a little bit and then sort you into a house. He's saying stupid sorting hat
because he got sorted to Slytherin.
And that was the one thing one house he did not want sorted into. But then they would allow you to choose if that's the house you wanted or not. And you got a band with your house colors. Honestly, They could have done that a little bit differently, though, because those bands never came into play at any of the stations or anywhere. So there was that I noticed. So that would have been cool. And, you know, there wasn't like you can earn certain points for certain games, and then the treats you get are based on that or stuff like that. So those are a few things that I noticed. But I did think the sorting hat was really cool, so there's a short video on Rumble about that. Just because I thought it was so cool. You do have to listen very, very carefully if you want to hear what it was saying.
What? I'll turn it on the heat. I'm sorry.
If you want to hear what was being said, because there were a lot of people there, and it kind of just hearing that will show you exactly why I didn't actually live stream from there. I didn't get a chance, and it would have been hard to have a hand to do the games that I could do and live stream. So there's that. I could not find my costume. I'm not quite sure what happened to it. I may have to get me a new costume.
Hello?
So I might have to wait until next year to dress up.
I just with my parents.
I would have, yeah. So we will see. Maybe I'll be able to dress up for Halloween. Maybe I won't. We will see from there.
Dad,
but I was glad to go.
If I want to go eat, this is down.
If you want to go out and eat?
Yes.
While they're talking about that, I'm going to continue.
I don't care, Kaden, but I don't want you out all night, and Dallin will probably fall asleep.
I guess I can.
As long as you're not out all night, because I don't want you...
I also...
What?
I got a chance to... or I talked to the director, and he's going to let me put up something that states, that has our link to our local Discord group and whatever. So I have one in my husband's vehicle that I did for the pumpkin walk. And I will just use that, go put it up there at the North Logan Library. So hopefully we'll get some more people.
I was expecting more food there, Dad.
I know, I'm not blaming you. I didn't know what it was, okay?
Alright.
I didn't think there would be a ton of food, but I kind of
have a little bit more than that, though.
Yeah, it was a small, your bathroom cups. One of those partially full of a drink, and then you had a Rolo on a pretzel that was to look like a broom. You had a donut hole, and then you could choose either a cookie or a Ferrero Rocher with wings. I admit that the Ferrero Rochers are a bit expensive depending on where they got them from. And I don't know if they realized that they could have got them. I ran across some the other day that were 11 cents each.
What?
Yeah, the outlet store.
So 33 cents for a 3-pack. And so that's even cheaper than the cookies they were giving out. But I really like Ferrero Rocher, so... So there's that. I'm not complaining because it was a free event. And there's always that to take into consideration. I guess we're sitting here and waiting for a little bit. So, Looks like no one's jumped on yet today. Hopefully you guys get the notification. And we will go from there. .3 out of 3, and then I should have that done. And then I need to use my Existimals, which will happen in a fortress.
What side of we're on, Caden?
Okay, I do have that done still. Or that done. Just looking at different things.
What?
Ooh.
So one thing I am wondering, and that was part of why I was a little bit hesitant to live stream from there, is I'm wondering if the issue we had the other night with me not being able to see what people said was due to me using the camera instead of the game. And so I did want to try that. Because I know there's a way I can do a split screen. Aha, see? So I don't know if doing that would allow me to... Nope. Looks like my camera app doesn't support split screen. I was hopeful it would.
Yeah, that one bought the Nissan rental that.
So,
Okay.
we are waiting for him and his friend right now. And we will go from there. I will say I had one of those good bad days. I had to deal with our car insurance, and they were sorry, and then I had to and they tried to fix it, and I figured out an easier way to fix it, because basically car insurance accidentally tried to take it out twice out of our bank account, which, yeah, was not gonna work. And so I got a hold of the bank, and I've got an amazing bank. They immediately got on it. They figured out how they could fix it, and they fixed it for free. Which shows you why I was saying I wish I could tell Angel Goddess last night to go to my bank. So there was that, and then I had to get a hold of doctors, and the nurse that I like working with was not in today. And the other nurses, most of them gave me the runaround. Eventually we got it sorted out, and hopefully things will be good to go. One of them was sorted out today, which I was so grateful for. They finally agreed to go talk to the doctor about it. My son had run out of his depression medication and the refills, and she was trying to insist that he would have to go in and be seen again. And then she agreed she needed to talk to him about my husband. And so I said, can you just bring up my son? And the next thing I knew, I was getting a call that his refill had been called in. So, I love my doctor. Nurses sometimes are interesting to deal with, other than the best nurse there that the doctor and this nurse have preferred me to work with. So there's that. Dealt with that, got that all sorted out. Hopefully got my husband's medication figured out, because I called the major company. That was... It's a case of insurance and a pharmacy company not agreeing. The pharmacy says the insurance is going to pay, and insurance says the pharmacy, or says they won't pay. But the pharmacy company says they won't pay because insurance will pay. And if insurance won't pay, then they would pay. So that's been interesting. And then I called insurance again on something I've been trying to deal with them on since like March, April, something like that. This time I luckily got an amazing lady, and she was going to get on it, so we will see. Hi, Angel Goddess. Did you get things worked out? I'm waiting to see if she responds, because I know there's a lag between. So, if I can find my costume, I might find a place to dress up. Today would have been perfect. I could have used that relief, but could not for the life of me find my costume. And I'm glad. I'm sorry it's taking till Monday or Tuesday, but I'm glad you finally got it worked out. Because, yeah, that was frustrating, I think, including to my husband, right? He's tired, so he's not responding. We are waiting for my stepson's friend to come get him, I think is what we're doing right now. So, yeah. But I looked at how much a new costume would be, and I'm not willing to pay $40 to $60 or more dollars right now, when I know I have the one somewhere. I just got to figure out where it got put after last time I wore it, unless someone decided to get rid of it for me without realizing what they were getting rid of.
Yeah, what this is.
What? I don't know what that is.
The bomber.
Okay.
Really think it's bomb. Uh-oh.
That's not a good sound.
Up.
Yeah, I think that's obvious.
It's obvious that it's a cup, but usually cups don't go like that on their own unless there's a wreck. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is I know I could wear mine. Honestly, technically, if I wanted, I think, so my costume, I think, is over 10 years old. I think I've been wearing
Older
this.
than that. You've had it before we even got married.
So there's your answer. So if I felt like I wanted to bite the bullet, I probably could and buy me a new costume, because I would wear it that often. But
Told them on this side of the York Mall.
I'm a little bit hesitant to do so, just because of the expense, and there's a lot of other things we could use the money for. you know, one of those cases, is Mom ever going to spend money for herself? Especially right now, I have the app that I'd like developed still sitting in the back of my mind, nagging at me. And so there's that, and there's a number of other things that I could see, or I would prefer to use my money for, I think.
I don't.
Especially because it was still, last time I wore it, it was still in really good shape. When I did buy it, I bought one of the nicer ones so that it wouldn't ruin easy. So I could wear it over and over and over and over. So, and I don't know if I'd want to buy one if I did it again, or see about making me one. And I really don't have the energy for that right now. Exactly, if I could only find it. I felt so good in that costume, too. So,
I won't be too late.
Please don't be
A
too
friend
late.
named Cook and that.
Please don't be too late.
and that's my issue, is I'm not sure if I'll find it before Halloween, because I don't know where it got put away to. I remember I asked for it to get put away, but I think the person I asked to put it away is, I'm pretty sure I asked the one that's on a mission right now. And I have no clue. I looked in the places I thought he would have put it away, and I could not see it, so it's going to take a deeper look. And that could take a while. So, we need energy and a fortress. And I think we'll go I think we're going to need to get energy first.
I have 21 energy.
Yeah, we're going to have to go get energy first before we go for a fortress. Because he's not going to do very well on 21 energy.
Exhausted.
That's even more means you're not going to do very well on 21 energy. So, but, and I know you jumped on late, so I was saying that I did go to a Harry Potter party that one of the local libraries put on, and I have a couple of Rumble videos up about that. The sorting hat they did was really cool.
What is this? Whomping Willow.
So, I am driving, so my husband's got to go after it, and go after it on his. So I'm trying to find a place I can pull over. Okay, there. Where? It is
By Olive Garden.
right by Olive Garden. And for anyone
It's at the light by Olive Garden, Jen.
Anyone that isn't from Cache Valley, the reason we can say just Olive Garden. We only have one Olive Garden in the whole valley, so she'll know exactly where that is. Yeah, I don't know if you'll make it back from Hiram. Could you post it on the Discord group, though? Thank you. That way at least people around who are closer to town, if they get a chance, can go after it. I did go to, as I was saying, I don't know if you heard, but I went to the North Logan party, and some was good and some was bad. So I talked about that earlier in the stream. And I think the very best parts I captured on Rumble, video of on Rumble. So, and Caden's mad at their sorting hat because it sorted him into Slytherin, the one thing he didn't want to be.
Thank you, Jen. Whomping Willow by Olive Garden, courtesy of Sky's stream.
It sorted him into Slytherin, the one house he did not want to be sorted into, period.
Yeah, he got Slytherin, Jen. Caden's a Slytherin, and he did not like that one bit.
Luckily, they did let you then choose after, if you agreed with it or not. But the way they did it too, literally they just had you stand under it and it would start sorting you. And so they know nothing about you or anything else, and unless you happen to say something. But I did get video of it, so it's on Rumble. So there is that. And I think most of his energy was used trying to get his great throws last night. I don't think he filled up fully before we left because he wanted to get in some walking distance or whatever in Pokemon Go. And he was tired, and then he ended up trying to go after his great throws, and well, yeah, that didn't work out too well for him. And he's busy responding right now to someone who's texted him, so I don't know if he's watching what people are saying on the stream.
No, I am not.
So, okay, they are not going straight, so I can go. The guy honked at me because I came to a full stop at a stop sign. Sometimes I wonder about drivers here. I think Jen will totally agree with that one. That sometimes they're just in such a hurry that it's like, excuse me? So.
I told Lexi I would contact her, but she still kind of wanted what she asked for last night.
Yeah, we can do that. But I wanted to get my streaming done, and I want to do a little bit of other, get energy and stuff, so. And I want to finish out my event stuff and get to the bonus ones. So sorry, when we get closer to where I'm not driving in a area where there's a lot of cars driving around, then I can kind of look at what's being said on the stream for a minute. Ah! Hello?
Hi.
Hi? What's going on?
Hello.
Oh, I know what's going on. You scared me for a minute,
Yeah, I
honey.
can't do anything.
Your birthday call.
You scared me for a minute. I'm going.
Your birthday call.
Can you hear me now? Hello? Okay, I'm gonna have to end this stream. Because I can't hear him.
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Hmm.
Call my phone, Danny.